Tripp, number 13th in the state. And I had the opportunity, Tom, to see Tripp play just one ball game, and they played Geddes. And I was very impressed with Russ Weller's outfit. And, of course, this will be the first opportunity for me to see Freeman play.
Of course, Freeman with that #1 ranking, they earned their way into this championship basketball game as they defeated Parkston last night in the first round of this Hutchinson County tournament, 72-57. And they were led in that basketball game by Bob Petey, an all-stater who should figure to be a big force in this basketball game. He scored 22 points last night. Tripp, Jim Stabner shake hands in the jump circle. We're just about ready to go for this basketball game. Here's the tip. It's up in control by Freeman. This is Petey with the ball. He'll drive to the basket and score. So Freeman draws first blood as Bob Petey takes the tip from Keith Massey, takes it all the way into the basket for 2 points. It's 2-0 Freeman. This ball game's just underway. This is Glenn Heave with the basketball. He passes left wing. That's Wiederick. Wiederick back out front to Heave now. He will take, oh, he passes underneath, a fine pass, but the shot is blocked. Tripp with the rebound. The basket up and in. And that's Jerry Wiederick. So it's 2-2 now. We've got 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter of play. This is Gertz with the basketball for Freeman. Looking to pass it off. Finally does get it back out front. This is Mark Gross. Gross gets it back to Gertz now. Gertz looking to set something up. Tripp look like they're employing a sagging defense. It's a long jump shot, no good by Ken Miller. Rebound comes down to Stabner for Tripp. He shovels the ball off to Schmidt. Schmidt with the basketball. Now gives it to Glenn Heave. At 5'5", he's the floor general of this Tripp Wildcat ball club. He drives down the middle. He'll lay a hook shot up. No good. Tip up by Stabner. No good. Tripp again with the rebound. Battle for the basketball. Stabner has it. His turnaround jump shot is no good. Rebound comes down to Miller, and Freeman will control it. He clears the ball out to Gross. Gross with a fast break now. He'll take it all the way. Left hand hook shot is good. Mark Gross driving the lane. Scores 2 points for Freeman, and it's 4-2 now in favor of the Flyers. This is Tripp with the basketball. Heave controlling, and he was going to be fouled in the forecourt by Mark Gross. The first personal foul for Mark Gross, and the first personal foul of this basketball game. So it's 6:37, Tripp plays it in. This is Schmidt with the basketball. He's being guarded by Gertz. He tries to make the pass to Wiederick, but it's off Gertz's foot and out of bounds. And Tripp will have it out underneath their own basket. 6:32 to go. Tripp passes in. This is Heave with the basketball. He being guarded by Gross. He passes left wing. The ball goes underneath the Stabner, back out front to Schnabel. His shot is good for about 10 feet. So Jerry Schnabel picks up his first 2 points of the basketball game, and we're knotted at 4-4. Freeman with the basketball. This is Gertz. He's going to take a jump shot from the free throw line, up and good. Gary Gertz makes it 6-4 now in favor of Freeman. Long court pass to Stabner. He's going to drive the basket and be fouled by Keith Massey. A good lead pass that time by Glenn Heave as he got the ball all the way down court to Jim Stabner. And Stabner will draw the foul from big Keith Massey at 6 feet 6 inches tall. And now we'll send Jim Stabner to the free throw line. Stabner stands at 6'4". His first free throw is up and no good. He eyes the basket for the second free throw. This one's up, and this is short. Rebound comes down to Freeman. This is Miller with the ball. He clears it out to Petey. Petey's being guarded there by Charlie Schmidt. He looks to get the ball away. Now does to Gertz in the left corner. His long jump shot is good. Gary Gertz picks up point number 4, and it's 8-4 now in favor of Freeman. We've got 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. With the basketball, Schmidt, he passes left wing to Wiederick. Wiederick back out front to Heave now. Heave trying to drive on Gross now. Will take the long jump shot. It's no good. Stabner with a rebound. His shot is no good. The ball's tipped out front, and Tripp will control it. They get the ball down in the right corner. The basketball goes, and the shot is up and good. That was by Jerry Schnabel, and it's an 8-6 ball game now. Freeman with the basketball. They get the basketball. There's a long jump shot by Gross. It's up, it's no good. Scramble for the rebound. And with the basketball coming out of there for Tripp is Schnabel. He gets it away to Schmidt. Schmidt down to Stabner. Stabner's going to take the jump shot from the free throw line. No good. Tipped around. Stabner with another rebound. And Tripp offensively rebounding very well. Another tip, and then we're going to have a foul being called. And I believe that foul is going to go against Gary Gertz. And that's Gertz's first personal foul. And Freeman. Well, we're back now in the Mitchell Corn Palace. I believe we had some problems with our coupler here. Tonight's basketball game between the first-rated Freeman Flyers and Tripp. Tripp, of course, rated 13th. We're at 4:50 to go here in the first quarter. Freeman leads this basketball game 8-6. This is Freeman with the basketball. This is Gary Gertz. He gets it out front to Mark Gross. His long jump shot is up and no good. But we're going to have a foul on the rebound. And that's going to go against Jerry Schnabel. That's Schnabel's first foul of the basketball game, and Freeman will play it out.
Okay.
Once again, we had some problems getting started here, but we'll try to get things straight. This is Tripp with the basketball. They'll throw the ball out of bounds. Very quickly, Tripp starts at the guards. Glenn Heeb and Jerry Wiederick. At the center, they start Jim Stabner. And at the forwards, Jerry Schnabel and Charlie Schmidt. For Freeman, Mark Gross and Gary Gertz at the guards. Keith Massey at center. Kent Miller and Bob Petey at the forwards. This is Freeman now with the basketball. What? This is Petey with the basketball, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, and Tripp will have it. Once again, we had some couple of problems here. We're coming to you from the Mitchell Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. Freeman, the #1 team in the state of South Dakota. They're leading Tripp. Tripp was ranked 13th, 8-6 now at 4:17 to go. Tripp with the basketball. They get it underneath. The shot is up and no good. That's taken by Schnabel. Freeman clears it out. Long court pass goes down. This is Gertz with the basketball. Gertz clears out front. This is Gertz with the basketball again now. He'll flip it out front to Miller. Miller's long jump shot is up and no good. Tip is up and that is good. Gary Gertz going to the offensive board very well. Picks up point number 6. And it's 10-6 now in favor of Freeman. We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is Tripp with the basketball. Wiederick back out to Heeb. Heeb's jump shot from the free throw line is no good. But we're going to have a foul underneath. And the foul is going to go against Jim Stabner. So for Jim Stabner, that is personal foul number 1. So far, Freeman shooting 5 for 7 from the field. Now, if you just tuned in, this is not Norm Hilson. This is Tom Maxwell. Norm was sidelined by the inclement weather, but this is Freeman with the basketball. And Keith Massey with a turnaround jump shot is up and good. It's 12-6 now in favor of Freeman. Tripp has the basketball. Good feed pass from Wiederick. He gets it underneath to Schmidt. And Charlie Schmidt picks up his first 2 points of the basketball game, and it's 12-8 now. This is Freeman. Gertz with the ball. Right wing to Petey. Petey gets underneath to Massey. Turnaround jump shot by Massey is no good. On the rebound, this is Gross. He's going to put one up, and that's also no good. The rebound comes down to Schnabel. Tripp with the basketball now. This is Wiederick. He gets it back out front to Schnabel. Now gets it to Glenn Heeb. Heeb's going to take a 20-foot jump shot. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Massey for Freeman. Freeman with the basketball now. They get it to Gertz. Gertz across the timeline. He's going to be driving the middle of the lane, and he's going to be called for traveling. A good defensive play that time by Jerry Wiederick as he clogged the middle up because of traveling violation. We're at 12-8 in favor of the Freeman Flyers, ranked #1 in the state of South Dakota. Against Tripp, they're rated 13th. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is Schmidt with the basketball. He gets it to Jerry Schnabel. Schnabel drives the lane, and he's up for point number 6. And Tripp now narrows that lead to 12-10. Freeman with the basketball. This is Gross. Gross to Gertz. Left wing to Petey. To Miller underneath. Miller looking to get it in. He does to Massey. Massey turnaround jump shot is no good. Missed everything. Petey with a rebound. His turnaround jump shot is no good. Tipped around. Finally control with the Wildcats. As they get the ball out to Schnabel. Schnabel's going to control it. He's being guarded by Gertz. He flips off to Glenn Heeb. Heeb with the basketball. Heeb's going to drive down. Passes out front to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to take a jump shot from about 15 up and good. Charlie Schmidt picks up point number 4, and it's 12-12 now with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They get the ball to Petey at the free throw line. 10-foot jump shot, no good. Rebound stolen by Miller. He gets it back to Petey. Another turnaround. No, he passed the ball underneath to Massey, and it's knocked out of bounds off the fingers of Keith Massey out of bounds. So Tripp will control the basketball. Freeman so far in the ball game guilty of two turnovers. Tripp has not turned the basketball over yet. This is Tripp. They get the ball to Stabner. He's going to try to drive on Massey, and Massey's going to be called for pushing off. So for Keith Massey, that's personal foul number 2. Tripp so far 6 for 13 from the line, shooting just below that 50% mark. So trying to put Tripp ahead with a couple of free throws here. Shooting a 1-on-1 situation will be Jim Stabner. Jim Stabler, a 6'4" junior for Russ Willer's Tripp Wildcats. He's shooting the 1-and-1. He eyes the basket. His first free throw is up and good. So Stabler picks up his first point of the night, and Tripp has gone into the lead for the first time. They lead at 13-12. His second free throw is also good. So Stabler now has 2 points, and Tripp holds a 2-point lead, 14-12. This is Gross with the basketball. He gets it to Gertz on the right wing. His jump shot is no good, and the rebound comes down to Schmidt. He clears the ball out to Schnabel. Schnabel across the timeline. Attempts to get the pass to Jim Stabler, but it's off Stabler's fingertips and out of bounds. And Freeman will play it in. That's the first turnover so far for Tripp in the basketball game for Freeman now. Is Mike Waltner. They're passing the ball out in front of the key. This is Waltner. Passes a right wing to Gertz. Gertz can't get it out. Passes out front. Long jump shot up, and it's good. The first 2 points of the basketball game for Mike Waltner. And Freeman is tied to score at 14 apiece. 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is Heave with the basketball. Gets it left wing to Schmidt. Ball's knocked away. Heave will control it. Almost stolen, but Heave gets the ball back. Goes to the free throw line. Passes left wing to Schmidt. 15-footer is good. Charlie Schmidt picks up his 6th point of the night, and it's 16-14 now in favor of Tripp. This is Gertz with the basketball. Underneath the basket, he's going to try and turn around. Jump shot, it's blocked. A good defensive play, and Tripp comes out of there with it. I'm not sure who blocked the basketball. I believe it was Jim Stabler. And Russ Willer stands up and says, let's take one shot, boys. And this is Schmidt with the basketball. 13 seconds, 12. They get it to Stabler in the middle. Stabler looks to get the basketball out. He's got it now, gets in the middle of Wiederick. 6 seconds, Heave with the basketball high. They're going to have to do something to get a shot up here. 2 seconds, Heave, long jump shot is good at the buzzer. Glenn Heave with a long jump shot at the buzzer is good. But we're happy to do this basketball game for your big friend in the Midwest. WNAX, we're ready for the second half tip-off. The tip is controlled by Freeman. This is Gross with the basketball. He'll get it to Gertz. Now back to Gross. To Gertz, to Gross. Over the right wing to Waltner, to Petey, back to Waltner. Tripp playing a sticky man-to-man defense. This is Gross. To Gertz, down in the corner to Miller. Miller passes high out court to Waltner. He'll take a little side step to his right, take the shot up, no good. The rebound comes down to Stabler, and Stabler's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Bob Petey. Of course, Bob Petey, his first personal foul of this basketball game, led Tripp, who defeated Parkston 72-57 last night. He scored 22 points. And Tripp, they defeated Menno 68-50 to earn their way into this championship game tonight. Here's Stabler at the free throw line. His first one's up and good. That's 3 points for Jim Stabler. And Tripp is 3 for 5 from the free throw line so far in the game. Stabler's second free throw is off the heel of the rim and no good. Rebound came down to Miller, but Tripp stole it. Here's the jump shot for the free throw lane, no good. Rebound comes down to Tripp, loose basketball, and it's going to be Petey with it. He hustles it off to Gross. Gertz. Gertz is going to drive, and he made the pass to Mike Waltner, but Waltner was out of bounds. So that's turnover number 3 for for Freeman. And Tripp with the basketball. This is Glenn Heave. Heave across the timeline now. Looks to get it off. He finally does to Wiederick in the left corner. Underneath the Schnabel. Schnabel's being guarded by Petey. He gets it out front to Glenn Heave. Heave driving the lane on Waltner. Passes back out to Schnabel now. Underneath the Stamen. The ball's knocked away. It's stole by Freeman. Long court pass to Waltner. His shot is up and good. Mike Waltner, after the ball was stolen by Bob Petey, that makes it 19-16 now in favor of Tripp. 6:50 remaining here in the second quarter. And Glenn Heave took it across the timeline. Mike Waltner attempted to steal the basketball away from him, but he's called for a foul. And Waltner will leave the basketball game. He'll be replaced in there by Kerry Kohler for Freeman. But that will send Glenn Heave to the free throw line. Heave so far in the basketball game with a field goal for 2 points. His first one's up and good. It's 20-16 now. Tripp ahead of Freeman. Heave buys that second free throw. Tripp so far 4 of 7 from the line. Heave attempting to make it 5 of 8. His second free throw is up and no good as it rolls around and comes out. Petey with the basketball. Petey across the timeline. He's going to drive all the way, and the ball's knocked away. Loose basketball. We're going to have a jump ball on the floor. And this jump ball will go with Kerry Kohler for Freeman. and Charlie Schmidt for Tripp. We're at 20-16, 6:43 remaining in the second quarter of what has turned out to be what everybody expected, a fine basketball game between two fine basketball teams. The jump off in Freeman's free throw circle is controlled by Freeman. This is Gertz. He fakes a long jump shot, doesn't take it. A long jump shot is up and good by Kerry Kohler, who just entered the basketball game. And that makes it 20-18 now. Freeman applying a little pressure in the backcourt. Schmidt with the basketball. He fakes, takes a jump shot up and good. Schmidt with 8 points now, and it's a 4-point cushion for Tripp at 22-18. This is Kohler with the basketball. He'll get it out front to Gross. Left wing to Gertz. To Miller in the left corner. His jump shot is good. The first 2 points of the basketball game for Ken Miller, and it's 22-20 in favor of Tripp. 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. This is he with the basketball. He shovels right wing to Schnabel. Schnabel will drive, takes a jump shot up and good. Jerry Schnabel holding a hot hand here for Russ Weller's Tripp Wildcats. That's his 8th point of the ball game. And Tripp once again up by 4, 24-20. This is Kohler with the basketball. Kohler gets it right wing to Gertz underneath to Miller. Miller's going to take that long jump shot. It's going to be short. Rebound comes down to Gross. His shot is no good. Ball tipped around and up and good. I'm not sure who they're going to give credit to that one. This is Tripp with the basketball. Stabner with it now. Gets it out front. High to Schmidt. Schmidt looking to get rid of it. Finally does to Glenn Heave in the right wing. Back to Schmidt. He throws a shot up and good. Anything Charlie Schmidt shoots goes in. And it's 26-22. Freeman with the basketball. Here's Gertz jump shot. No good. And the rebound comes down to little Glenn Heave at 5-5. He'll control it. He'll get it out to Schmidt. Schmidt now across the timeline. Being guarded by Gross. Gets it back to Heave underneath to Stabner. Stabner trying to drive on Massey. Left-hand hook shot is good. Tim Stabner with a dandy left-handed hook shot. And it's 28-22 now. Tripp's biggest lead of the basketball game. This is Kohler. Kohler high out front to Gross. Gross on the right wing to Petey. Petey takes the screen, doesn't take the shot. Gets it back out front, and Freeman wants timeout. So with 4 minutes, hopefully, Freeman will play the basketball in. This will be Gross. He'll play the ball into Walter. Walter with the basketball. He'll drive the lane. Gets it to Kohler. Kohler with the basketball now. Gets it out front to Gross. Gross back to Kohler. Kohler looking to pass. Can't find anybody to pass it to. Now the ball goes right wing to Petey. Pass goes underneath to Massey. Massey's double team. A long jump shot by Gross is good. About a 22-footer for Mark Gross, and that's 4 points for Mark Gross. It's 28-24. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining until halftime. This is Heave. Heave being guarded closely by Gross. They clear it out for him. This shot is up and good as he drove on Mark Gross for the basket for Glenn Heave. That's 5 points for Glenn Heave. Tripp has made 10 of their last 12 shots from the field. This is Petey with the basketball. Tries to lob it underneath to Massey. His turnaround jump shot is good. Keith Massey with a turnaround jump shot. That's 6 points for the big junior. And it's 30-26. Tripp for the basketball. This is Glenn Heave. His long jump shot is no good. The rebound comes down to Massey. He gets it to Petey. They're going to try to fast break. They get a 3-on-2. Petey all the way down for the shot is up and good. Oh, how that Bob Petey can handle a basketball. And it's 30-28 now. As Tripp lead has been narrowed to 2 points. There's a pass being knocked away, but controlled by Tripp. And the foul is going to go against Kerry Kohler of Freeman. Kohler's first personal foul. But Tripp has been to that free throw line an awful lot here in the first half of basketball. I don't believe Freeman has shot a free throw yet in the game. Tripp is 3 of 8 from the line. The first shot is up and no good by Schmidt. Petey with a rebound. Petey clears out to Gross. Gross along court pass to Kohler. Kohler now to Petey on the right wing. He tries to get it underneath, but the basketball is stolen by Schmidt, and Tripp will control it. This is Heave with the basketball. He being guarded by Kohler. Gets it off right wing to Schnabel. Schnabel loses control, but now gets it back. He's being guarded by Petey. There's the pass that goes to Wiederick, and Wiederick is going to draw the foul from Kent Miller, who tried to steal the basketball. And for Kent Miller, that's personal foul number 1. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Tripp leading Freeman 30-28. This is Wiederick at the free throw line. His first shot is up and good. Third point for Jerry Wiederick, and it's 31-28 now in favor of Tripp. He eyes that second one. It's up and it's no good. The ball's off the heel of the rim. Tripp will control it. This is Wiederick with the basketball. The pass goes to Schmidt underneath, and Schmidt's going to have a shot up and good. Charlie Schmidt has 12 points in the basketball game. It's 33-28. The pass goes, and they threw the basketball out of bounds. Mark Gross had the basketball, tried to get it underneath to Keith Massey, but he threw it out of bounds, and Tripp will control it. And for Freeman, that's turnover number 6. This is Heave with the basketball over the timeline. He's going to try to drive down all the way, but he lost the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be Freeman's basketball. Little Glennie Heave tried to drive the lane, lost the ball out of bounds, and Freeman will control it. This is Gross. Gross passes right wing to Gertz. Back to Gross across court to Kohler. Long jump shot by Kohler is off the rim, no good. Struggling for the rebound, this is Gertz. And Gertz tries to put it up, but he's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Jerry Wiederick. For Jerry Wiederick, that's personal foul number 1. We're going to have a substitution as Bob Petey comes in the basketball game, replacing Ken Miller. And Gary Gertz will be at the free throw line trying to cut down that 5-point lead that Tripp holds. He'll shoot 2 shots. His first one's up and good. That is the first free throw that Freeman has shot in his basketball game. And Tripp wants timeout. So with 2 minutes process of shooting 2 free throws, here's the second free throw. He eyes the basket, takes his time, puts it up there, and this one is going to be good for Gertz. So Freeman is 2 for 2 for the line. It's 33-30 now in favor of Tripp. This is Schmidt with the basketball. He's being guarded by Gross high out front. Looking to get the ball off. And the basketball is almost stolen. Schnabel with the basketball gets it underneath to Schmidt, underneath the basket. And Schmidt's going to be called for 3 seconds in the lane. And it'll be Freeman's basketball. That's turnover number 4 now for Tripp. Freeman plays it in. This is Kohler with the basketball. Kohler high out front, passes right wing to Gertz. Now back to Kohler. Now back to Gertz in the right wing. They're looking to get it underneath the Massey. They do. His turnaround jump shot is good. Keith Massey with about a 8 or 9 foot turnaround jump shot picks up his 8th point of the night. It's 33-32 now. This is Glenn Heave with the basketball. Heave looking to get it away. Finally does to Wiederick. Back now to Heave. We got 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Heave driving the lane. He beat Gross, but he missed the layup. Steiner on the rebound. His shot is no good. Freeman's got the ball. Look at a 4-on no break. Here's a long pass. Is going to be good. The pass hit from Petey to Kerry Kohler. Kohler picked up his 4th point of the basketball game. And Freeman now is leading 34-33. And Tripp wants timeout, I do believe. So with 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining until half, technical foul being called here. The head coach of Parkston, of course, Roger Hanson. He's played both these ball clubs, and he could give us a pretty good perspective on what to expect in the second half. I'm not sure the technical foul was called on anyway. The shots were up and no good. So Freeman has the basketball now, and this is Kohler with the basketball. He tries to get it underneath to Massey, and Massey's going to be rolled. Fouls up now at 2 apiece. Freeman will play it out. This is Petey trying to get it in. He throws it, and it's going to go over and back. They're going to call it, I believe. As Petey tried to get the basketball in that time to Kohler, and they're going to rule the basketball out of bounds as Petey threw it over Kohler's head. So a costly turnover for Freeman, and for Freeman, that's turnover number 7 in the basketball game. Tripp with the basketball now. This is Wiederick. Out to Heave now. Heave across the timeline, being guarded by Kohler. Gets the ball right wing to Wiederick. Passes underneath, is knocked away by Petey in a good defensive play as Charlie Schmidt was wide open cutting across the lane. Petey knocked the ball out of bounds. Tripp will play it out underneath their own basket. They play it in, they get it underneath. The shot by Schnabel is good. Jerry Schnabel picks up his 10th point of the basketball game, and Tripp now is ahead, 35-34. 52 seconds remaining in the first half. This is Kohler with the ball, high out front, gets it to Gertz on the right wing, underneath the Massey. Turnaround shot by Massey is good. And Massey is beating Stabler underneath. And we talked to Coach Russ Miller, he thought he had to control him under there. This is Tripp with the basketball. Loose ball, but Tripp will have it. Freeman out front, 36-35 now. This is Schnabel. He throws a pass to Heave underneath. His shot is no good. And the ball's going to be off Jim Stabler's hands and out of bounds. So Freeman, with a 1-point lead and 25 seconds remaining here in the first half, will play the basketball. This is Kohler across the timeline. Freeman, I'm sure, will go for one shot. This is Gross. Now back to Kohler, to Gross. They get it underneath to Massey. Turnaround jump shot is no good. Tripp has a basketball. This is Schnabel. They've got 7 seconds to get a shot up. This is Schmidt with a basketball. Schmidt to Schnabel. His long shot at the buzzer is no good. And that's the end of the first half of basketball play in what has been a great first half. That Tripp could build up that lead. Freeman coming back at the end of the first half to finally catch up and go ahead. We're ready to go with the second half of play. Here's the tip of the circle. It's going to be controlled by Freeman. Massey gets the ball to Gertz. Gertz on the left wing. He's going to try to drive. He doesn't get anything. Passes underneath to Petey. Petey's shot is blocked, but the rebound comes down to Massey, and Massey's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Jerry Schnabel. For Jerry Schnabel, that's personal foul number 2. Tripp is not in foul trouble. Really, Freeman is not either. Keith Massey has 2. And that's the extent. A pretty well clean basketball game. This is Freeman to the ball. Gertz, the jump shot for the free throw line is up and good. Gary Gertz has 10 points now, and it's 38-35 in favor of the Flyers. This is he with the basketball across the timeline. He gets it right wing to Wiederick. In the right corner to Schnabel. Schnabel driving, gets the ball to Schmidt. He'll drive the lane, fake shot up, no good. The shot is blocked. But there's going to be a foul called. And a foul is going to go against Kent Miller. And for Kent Miller, that's his second personal foul. And that'll send Charlie Schmidt to the free throw line for 2 free throws. We've just begun the second half of play from the Corn Palace. Tom Maxwell and Vic McGill along with you in this basketball game. Schmidt's first free throw is up and good. 7:28 to go in the third quarter. His second one is up and no good. Massey with a rebound for Freeman. He gets it off to Petey. Now high up court to Gertz. Gertz tries to drive on Schmidt, doesn't get it done. Now he's going to take the jump shot up and no good. And Gertz is going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Charlie Schmidt. And that's Schmidt's first personal foul of the game. Freeman holding a 38-36 lead. At the free throw line for Freeman will be Gary Gertz. His free throw is up and good. Freeman now is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And the man who's at the free throw line now has shot them all. It's Gary Gertz. He eyes that second one. It's up, and this one's also good. 12 points for Gary Gertz, and Freeman goes up by 4 now. 40-36. Tripp for the basketball. This is Heeb driving around Gertz all the way to the basket. His shot is blocked by Massey. Little Glenn Heeb wound his way in there at 5'5", but when he got into the middle of the lane and saw Keith Massey there, Keith kind of said, "No way, buddy," and he stuffed the ball down on him. Tripp will play it in from out of bounds. They get it in, but it's knocked out of bounds by Gertz, and they'll play it in once again. 7:09 remaining in the third quarter of play. Freeman holding a 40-36 lead. Wiederick playing the basketball in. He gets it to Schnabel. Jump shot from about 15 for Schnabel is no good. Struggle for the rebound. Gertz has it. Gertz being hammed in. He'll dribble out of it now. Pass up court to Petey. Petey gets the ball to the right corner now to Miller. Miller's pass to Massey underneath. Turnaround jump shot is good by Massey. And Freeman continues to exploit the middle. And Keith Massey has 12 points. And Freeman owns a 6-point lead now at 42-36. Heeb with the basketball. He passes left wing to Schnabel. Schnabel underneath to Stabner. Stabner's going to drive. Massey, his shot is no good. The rebound is fought for. Finally picked up by Tripp. They get it to Glenn Heeb. He looks like he wants to take it. Now does from 15 feet up and good. Glenn Heeb picks up his 7th point of the basketball game, and it's 42-38 now. Freeman with the ball. They get it to Miller. Now down in the right corner to Gross. Gross takes the screen. His long jump shot is no good. Schmidt comes out of there for Tripp with the basketball. They'll clear it out to Heeb. Heeb across the timeline. They're going to try to narrow this lead. Long jump shot by Heeb is up and no good, and it's going to go over the top of the bang boards and out of bounds. So Freeman will play it in. They own a 4-point lead. We've got just over 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Gertz with the basketball across the timeline. He gets underneath to Massey. Massey turnaround jump shot is up and good. And he's having a heck of a game, a heck of a night, a heck of a game, I guess, most synonymous here. But it's 44-38 now. Massey holding a hot hand. This is Tripp with the basketball. They trail by 6. This is Schnabel, back to Heeb. He tries to drive the lane, now does. His shot is up and blocked by Petey. Petey controls. Freeman's going to try to fast break. They got a 4-on-1. They get the ball to Gertz. Gertz to back to Petey, and Petey's shot is up and in. Good ball handling by the Freeman Flyers. And it's 46-38. Tripp has the basketball now. They're going to have to whittle away at this lead if they want to stay in the game. This is Schnabel with the basketball at the free throw line. He gets it off to Wiederick. Long jump shot is off the rim and no good. And this is going to be Petey with it. Freeman's going to try to run with it. Petey driving the lane, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. As he tried to drive the lane on Wiederick, but Wiederick got good position on him. And he draws a personal foul from Bob Petey. That's personal foul number 2. So Freeman now turns the ball over. Tripp with the basketball. This is Heeb at the free throw line to Schnabel. Schnabel looking to pass it off. Now drives the lane. He'll throw up about a 10-footer. This is off, no good. Struggle for the rebound. Stabner with it. His shot is no good. The ball tipped high out front to Wiederick, and it's going to be stolen by Freeman. Petey with the basketball. Long court pass to Miller. Underneath the Petey. Petey's up and down. What ball handling by the Flyers. As Petey picks up his 8th point of the game, and he's come alive here in the 3rd quarter. Tripp with the basketball. They trail by 10 now. This is Heeb driving the lane. His shot is up and good. Glenn Heeb picks up his 9th point of the basketball game, and it's 48-40. Tripp shooting just a 1 at 9 here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the long jump shot by Gertz. Is no good. Stabner with a rebound for Tripp. They clear it out. This is Schmidt. Schmidt across the timeline. He's being guarded by Gertz. He's going to take the 10-foot jump shot off the rim and no good, and Massey's got the rebound for Freeman. They clear it out now. This is Gross. Gross across the timeline. He'll slow it down. They get the ball to Gertz. Free throw line jumper is short. Coming out of there is Jerry Wiederick with the basketball. He'll shovel it off to Glenn Heeb. We're at 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Heeb with the basketball. He's looking to get it off. He finally does to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to try to put a fake on Gertz. He doesn't. Gets it back to Heeb. Heeb's drive the baseline. Here's the pass back out front. The shot is up and no good by Wiederick. Struggle for the rebound. Schnabel has it. He's going to take a 6-footer up and also no good. Tripp shooting very cold here in the 3rd quarter. Another shot by Tripp is up and no good. We're going to have a foul being called against Mark Gross. And for Gross, that's his 2nd personal foul. And Tripp will play it out underneath their own basket. Tripp shooting at only 2 of 14 here in the 3rd quarter. And Freeman at 5 of 7. That's made the difference. Tripp trying to play it in now. This is Wiederick. He gets it into Schmidt. The ball's tipped away as they tried to get it. But now they get it high out front to Heeb. Heeb passes left wing to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to take the long jump shot. Hit curls, no good. Battle for the rebound. And it's going to be off a Freeman player. I believe they're going to rule this off Ken Miller. And it's going to go out of bounds for Tripp. The Freeman fans don't exactly agree with that call by Dale Weber. But Tripp will play it out underneath their own basket. This is Wiederick with the basketball. He gets it into Schmidt. Schmidt turn around to Wiederick. His shot is up and it's no good. Gertz has a rebound for Freeman. He clears it off to Massey. Massey gets it to Gross. Gross driving, gets it to Gertz on the right wing. Gertz down the right corner. They get it underneath to Massey. Massey back to Gross. He drives the lane. His shot is no good, but he's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Jerry Wiederick. In the basketball game now for Freeman, replacing Miller, is Dave Jones. At the free throw line now for Freeman. This is Gross. His first free throw rolls around and falls off the rim, no good. Freeman shooting at 4 of 6 from the field. Here's Gross' 2nd free throw. It's up and it's good. So Gross has 5 points. It's 49-40 now. 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Tripp with the basketball. This is Heeb. Heeb to Schmidt out front. And we're going to have an offensive foul there being called. And this one's going to go against Schnabel as he tried to make room for himself in the lane, but he's called for a pushing off foul. And Freeman owns a 49-40 lead, and they have the basketball. This is Gertz with the basketball. He takes a pick, and he took a pick from Dave Jones at the free throw line, but Dave Jones is going to be called for pushing off. And Tripp will control it. They play it in now. 2 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. This is Glenn Heeb high atop the key. He passes left wing to Schnabel. Underneath to Schmidt. This is Heeb with the basketball now. He'll take the 20-foot jump shot. It is no good as it rolls around. Tripp just can't seem to stick it in the hoop here. Petey with the basketball for Freeman. He tries to drive the lane, but he's shut off. They get the ball to Gross. Now underneath to Massey. His jump shot is up and no good. Petey with a tip. Another tip and in. Bob Petey going to the basket. And Russ Weller wants timeout. 36-35. Freeman has scored 15 points as compared to 5 for Tripp. That's been the difference in the game. Tripp now with the basketball. They're going to have to come back and stay in this thing. They get the ball to Wiederick on the left wing. The pass underneath trying to get the ball to Stabner's knocked out of bounds. And they're going to rule it's off the fingers of Stabner. Gary Gertz with a good defensive play. And now the referees get together and say, let's talk it over, boys. And we're going to have a jump ball. As it was a case of where one referee saw it one way, another saw it another way, so they decide to jump it off. Tripp just shooting 2 of 17 here in the third quarter. This is Massey and Stabner. They'll jump in the Tripp free throw circle. Tripp controlled by Tripp. They get it underneath to Stabner. Stabner dribbles the ball off his leg and out of bounds. But they're going to rule it's off the leg of Massey, I believe. And it's going to be out of bounds to Tripp underneath their own basket. This is Wiederick. Wiederick gets it in to Schnabel. Schnabel in the right corner, being guarded closely by Jones. He gets it out front to Heave. Heave trying to drive against Gross. He's going to get a shot up and good. Glenn Heave has 11 points, and it's 51-42 in favor of Freeman. Freeman with the basketball. This is Gertz. They're ranked #1 in the state of South Dakota. They get underneath to Massey. His turnaround jump shot is way short, but we're going to have a foul called underneath. And this foul is going to go against Jerry Wiederick. And for Wiederick, that is personal foul number 3. It'll send Bob Petey to the free throw line. Petey had 4 points at halftime. Of course, he scored 22 last night in their 72-57 victory over Parkston. His first free throw is up and good. That's 11 points for Bob Petey, and it's 52-42 now in favor of Freeman. His second free throw is up, and this one is also good. 12 points now for Bob Petey, and it's 53-42. Tripp for the basketball. This is Schmidt. Schmidt down in the right corner, clears it out front to Heave. Heave driving around Gross. His jump shot from the free throw line's off the heel of the rim, no good. We're going to have a struggle for the rebound. And the foul is going to go against Dave Jones of Freeman. For Dave Jones, that's his second personal foul. We've got 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Freeman owning an 11-point lead over Tripp. At the free throw line for Tripp will be Jerry Schnabel. He'll be shooting the 1-and-1. His first free throw is up and good. 11 points for Jerry Schnabel. He eyes the second one now. It's up, and this one's off the heel of the rim. No good. Rebound comes down to Massey. Scramble for the basketball. Tripp steals it. This is Schmidt. He drives the lane. His shot is no good. Stabner with a rebound. His shot is no good. Still a struggle for the rebound. And it's to Schnabel with the basketball. They get it out to Heave. Heave passes to Wiederick. Wiederick's shot is blocked. And the ball's going to go out of bounds, and there's a foul going to be called into play. And the foul is going to go against Mark Gross. And that's Gross's third personal foul. Into the basketball game now, Kerry Kohler. Kohler replacing Gross. Freeman overall in the basketball game shooting right at 50%. Is there 23 of 46 from the line. Wiederick's first free throw is up and good. 53-44 now in favor of the Flyers. The second free throw is up and also good. 5 points for Jerry Wiederick, and it's 53-45. 52 seconds remaining in the third quarter. This is Kohler with the basketball across the timeline. Gets it to Gertz. Gertz back to Kohler. His teammates call him Scooter, I guess. But anyway, he's got the basketball, passes to Petey. They're looking to get it underneath the Massey. They can't do it. Then they finally pass it to Kohler. Now back underneath the Massey. Back to Kohler. Freeman passing up a couple shots there. This is Petey from the right corner. His shot is good. Bob Petey picks up his 14th point of the basketball game, and it's 55-45 now in favor of Freeman. Tripp across the timeline. This is Heave. He drives the lane. He's going to throw up a shot. No good. Rebound comes down to Stabner, and Stabner's going to be fouled by Bob Petey. Stabner at 6'4". He's a junior. His free throw is up and good. That's 6 points for Jim Stabner. He eyes that second free throw. It's up. It's also good. 7 points, and it's a 55-47 lead. 10 seconds to go. Freeman will take one shot. This is Kohler with the basketball. He gets it to Gertz. Gertz passes, and the ball's going to be controlled by Jones. High out front to Kohler. Kohler's going to drive. They're going to get a shot up, and it's going to be no good at the buzzer. Milling shirts. It's Norm not to be able to be at the basketball game. He has been gracious enough to let me do this basketball game, and it has been a good basketball game. Here's the fourth quarter of play. The tip is controlled by Freeman. This is Gertz with the basketball. Gertz gets it out front to Gross. Gross driving the lane. The ball is stolen, but a foul is going to be called. And the foul is going to go against Jerry Schnabel. And for Jerry Schnabel, that's personal foul number 4. We're just underway in the fourth quarter. The number 1 ranked Freeman Flyers hold a 8-point lead over the number 13th ranked Tripp Wildcats. The free throw by Gross is up, and that makes Freeman 8 of 10 from the line so far in the game, considerably better than Tripp a shot. The second free throw by Gross is up and good. Freeman now back up on top by 10, 57-47. Tripp with the basketball. Here's Smith's jump shot, no good. Wiederick has the basketball for Tripp on the rebound. He gets it to Heeb. Heeb tries to drive the baseline, is boxed off. He gets it out front to Schnabel. Schnabel passes to Schmidt on the right wing. Schmidt's going to drive against Gertz. They get a layup. A good move that time by Charlie Schmidt. Schmidt has 15 points as he put a good move on Gertz. 57-49 now in favor of Freeman. This is Gross to Gertz. In the left corner to Miller. Miller trying to drive. His jump shot is up, and it's way short. And there's going to be a foul called on the rebound. Check that. The ball hit the end line and went out of bounds. So Tripp will have the basketball, trying to saw away at this 8-point lead. This is Heeb with the basketball at the free throw line. He passes to Wiederick on the left wing. Wiederick doesn't take the jump shot, gets it back to Heeb. Heeb, a long jump shot from the right corner. This is way short. Struggle for the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball being called. Basketball game now. Once again, we're going to have a jump ball in the Tripp circle between Schmidt and Gertz. The tip is up, and it's going to be controlled by Gross. And Gross is tied up. Freeman over Tripp. We're in the fourth quarter. Here's the tip. This one's controlled by Gertz of Freeman. He's being hounded by Schmidt. He hasn't crossed the timeline yet. They get it to Gross. They're going to have to hurry it up and get it across, and they don't do it. As Tripp put a lot of pressure that time. Schmidt and Glenn Heeb, put pressure. And Freeman is guilty of not getting that basketball over the timeline. That's turnover number 9 for Freeman. Now Tripp has got a chance to saw away at this lead once again. Tripp shot 13% in that third quarter. Schmidt trying to drive the lane. His shot is up and partially blocked. It's going to go out of bounds. The Tripp will control it out underneath their own basket. Tripp shooting only 2 of 17 in that third quarter. That's been the difference in this basketball game. Tripp gets it in, and it's going to be stolen, but now it's stolen back by Tripp. Heeb with the basketball. Heeb driving, shovels it off to Wiederick. Wiederick on the left line. In the left corner to Heeb. 22-footer is up and no good, and Freeman's got the rebound. This is Miller with the basketball. He's being guarded very closely. He gets it off to Petey. Petey to Gross across the timeline. Under to Massey. 4-foot jump shot is up and good. What a lead pass by Gross. As he got the ball to Keith Massey. That's 16 points for Keith Massey, and Freeman's up by 10. 59-49. There's a long jump shot by Schmidt, no good. He gets his rebound, shot up, no good. Stronger for the rebound, and Petey comes out of there with a basketball for Freeman. He shovels it off to Gross. Gross across the timeline. Down in the corner to Kent Miller. To the free throw line to Gertz. And Gertz is going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against leading Tripp in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to play. This is Gary Gertz, 6-foot senior at the free throw line. He eyes it. His first one's up, and it's no good. Petey's got the rebound. He takes a turnaround jump shot. He's going to be fouled. He was fouled by Charlie Schmidt, and Schmidt picks up his third personal foul. 2 very quickly here in the last couple of minutes. Petey's free throw is up and good, his first one. Petey had 4 points at halftime, now has 15. As he's come alive, he's helped spark this Freeman ball club. His second free throw is up, and that's also good. It's a 12-point lead now for Freeman at 61-49. Tripp with the basketball. This is Heeb, and Heeb gets the ball knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Gertz. So Freeman will play, Tripp will play the ball out of bounds. 5 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the basketball game. They get it into Schmidt. Schmidt high at the top of the key, now drives down the left side. Throws the ball to Jerry Wiederick, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Petey, and Tripp will have the basketball. Freeman in the second half has just come out and devastated Tripp. They've shot well, played excellent defense. This is Tripp with the basketball. Heeb to Schmidt. He shovels up a little shot for the lane, is up and good. Charlie Schmidt has 17 points, and it's 61 to 51. Freeman with the basketball now across the timeline. This is Gertz. Gertz passes back out front to Gross. Gross looking to pass it now, gets it to Petey. Petey in the left wing. Petey back out front to Gertz. 22-footer from the top of the key is good by Gertz. And Gertz is having a fine basketball game as he has 14 points. This is Heeb. His shot is blocked by Gross at the free throw line, but Tripp will contain. They get the ball to Schmidt, and it's knocked out of bounds, and I believe off the leg of Bob Petey. And Tripp will have the basketball once again out of bounds under their own basket. Tripp guilty of some shoddy play here in the second half. They were down by 1 at halftime. The inbounds pass is stolen by Petey. That Bob Petey has been all over the basketball for the second half. After a relatively calm first half, this is Freeman having trouble getting over the timeline. Finally they do. They get it to Gross. Gross will get it back to Gertz. A 16-foot jump shot by Gertz is up and good. Gary Gertz has 16 points. And Freeman owns their biggest lead of the basketball game. That's 65 to 51. 4:15 remaining in the basketball game. Wiederick from long range, no good. Struggle for the rebound, and Freeman comes out of there with it. Gertz with the basketball. He gets it to Petey now. Petey in the right wing. High pass to Massey. His jump shot is good. Keith Massey with a 16-point lead now. Tripp will play it in. They shot only 5 of 23 for 23% so far in the second half. This is Schmidt with the ball to the left wing. It's going to be stolen by Freeman. Tripp steals it back. Schmidt gets the basketball back. He's got it now in the left wing out front to Heeb. Heeb's going to try to drive on Gertz. He throws up an 8-footer, no good. The rebound comes down to Petey. Petey's going to try to lead the fast break. He gets a pass out to Gertz. Gertz takes it underneath. Tries to drive the lane for the layup, but he's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Jerry Wiederick. For Wiederick, that is foul number 4. I think something very significant that should be brought out right here is that Tripp does not have a man outside their starting 5 who has got in the scoring column. The balance of Freeman, the good shooting, the good defense has made the difference. Gertz's first free throw is up and good. So Gertz has 17 points now. Teammate Keith Massey has 18. He leads the squad. His second one is up and good. Freeman shooting at 13 of 16 from the free throw line. That's a phenomenal percentage, whatever it is. It's 69-51. Turnaround jump shot by Stabner is no good. Freeman with a rebound. And they're opening this basketball game up as this is Gertz. He'll take it all the way down. He misses the layup. Massey's tip-in shot is no good. Stabner long court pass to Schmidt. And the ball is going to be out of bounds. Schmidt was standing all alone underneath the Tripp basket. Stabner took a long fling at it. Threw it out of bounds, so Freeman will control. They've jumped out to a very convincing 69-51 lead now. Freeman throws the basketball away. This is Stabner. Long court pass to Schmidt. And Schmidt is going to be called for traveling. The long court pass from Stabner. This time Schmidt got it, but he couldn't keep his feet as he's called for traveling. So with 3 minutes to go now, Freeman with the basketball. Gertz across the timeline. They've certainly lived up to their number 1 ranking. Underneath the Massey, his shot is no good. Stabner with a rebound. He clears it to Wiederick. To Heeb across the timeline. Heeb drives the lane, shovels it off to Schnabel. A 16-footer by Schnabel is up and no good. Kent Miller with a rebound for Freeman. He shovels it off to Petey. Petey will take it across the timeline. He'll drive a little reverse layup. He passes off to Gross. Gross's shot is no good, but Massey is there. Keith Massey with another offensive rebound. That's 20 points for Keith Massey, and it's 71-51. Driving the lane, his shot is up and good. I don't know how he got that one up, but Charlie Schmidt got it up and in. That's 19 points for Charlie Schmidt, but this thing has been sewn away. Freeman owning a 71-53 lead. Petey with a rebound off a shot from Miller. His shot is up, no good. Stabner with a rebound. He gets it off to Schmidt. This basketball game has been decided by a hustling, good shooting, good defensive Freeman ball club. Tripp with the basketball. They get it out front to Schnabel. And the ball's tipped around. Finally, Heeb controls. He'll take the 5-footer up and good. Glenn Hebe has 13 points. It's 71-55, but the book is wrote. That's all she wrote for Tripp, is at 71-55. Here's Massey underneath. Off a feed from Petey, and Massey has 22 points. And it's 73-55. Tripp with the basketball. Long jump shot by Hebe. This is up and good. As Glenn Hebe shooting the basketball up and good. It's 73-57. Tripp trying to steal the basketball. Hebe knocks it out of Gertz's hands. And we're going to have a substitution. As coming in for Gary Gertz is Kerry the Scooter Kohler. He comes in for Gertz, and Gertz gets a win of a round of applause. Kohler's in. He'll take the jump shot up. No good. Rebound comes down to Schnabel. 73-57. This basketball game is as good as over, really. There's another jump shot by Hebe, as he's popped 3 quick ones here, and he's got 17 points. 1 minute to go in the game. Tripp pressing. Petey with the ball, high court. Gets it to Gross. Back out to Petey. Freeman will hold the ball. They have this one in the sack. To Kohler on the right wing. Back to Petey up high. It's 73-59. Freeman will win this basketball game, and I am sure maintain their #1 rating in the state of South Dakota. The shot up by Scooter Kohler is off the rim and out of bounds, and it's going to be ruled it's off a Tripp player. And we're going to have some substitutions now. Coming out of the basketball game, Kent Miller, Mark Gross. Miller in the basketball game has only had 2 points, but he's played exceptionally well. Petey passes the basketball in, and there's going to be a foul call. And this foul is going to go against Jerry Schnabel, I believe. So the score is 73-59. We've got 36 seconds remaining in this basketball game. The #1 ranked Freeman Flyers will remain that way, as they will win this Hutchinson County Tournament Championship. It's 74-59. The Freeman cheering section now on its feet. And here comes Bob Petey out of the basketball game. And what a round of applause Bob Petey gets, as he had quite a second half. He finishes the basketball game with 16 points. The second free throw by Massey is good. And now Keith Massey's coming out of the basketball game, as Ron Bennett takes each one of his starters out individually, gets each one of them a round of applause. But we'll do the best we can. They clear it in with the basketball for Tripp. Coming down. Now the pass goes back out front to Henry Preen. He gets it back in the right corner to Charles Hope, who's in the basketball game, and there's a scramble underneath the Tripp Boston. They'll beat Tripp here tonight. It's just a matter of what the final score will be. The tip of the free throw line, they're going to jump it in, and Dave Jones. The tip is up. It'll be controlled by Henry Preen of Tripp. He loses the basketball. Coming down, shooting it up. The shot is up, and this will be good by Kerry Scooter Kohler. That's a Scooter 6 points tonight. Freeman has it. 10 seconds remaining. Tripp steals it. Excuse me, Tripp had the basketball. There's a long shot up. 4 seconds. Freeman with the basketball. They'll throw a long one up the buzzer. It'll be no good. And the basketball game is over. The #1 ranked Freeman Flyers defend their Hutchinson County Tournament Championship here tonight, as they defeat the Tripp Wildcats 79-59. We'll be back to hopefully wrap up this basketball game after this 60-second timeout for the Fred Harr Company and the Minnow State Bank. Figure out what the thing is.
Dave, will you please get off? They'll bring the ladder. They'll bring the ladder.
Did you see what it was, Rick?
Yeah, start it right up there.
Did you get the score at the end of the third quarter?
Yeah. How many more breaks you got to work in? How many did you take?
6. We're back in the Corn Palace now, as the story of this basketball game has been wrote. Freeman at 10-0 coming into this basketball game, has come out and they've looked very impressive. They beat Tripp tonight here on the Court Palace floor, 79-50.
Right now, we've just taken down the net, and you can see the fans are really enthusiastic. Okay, now we're gonna go stand by and catch the trophy awarding for the #1 Freeman Flyers. Now it's the awarding of the trophy of Hutchinson County champions, the Freeman Flyers. Bob P., Mark Gross, and Gary Gertz received the trophy. This shows that Freeman deserves its #1 rating as what I think an all-around good team. That ends another Hutchinson County tournament. If we don't run out of tape, we're going to try and follow them off the field as everybody leaves.